what it is, what it do, and how the hell are all you? With yours truly, Petrov Fucka, in the house tonight. It is June 4th, 2019. I'm gonna start dating these motherfuckers because I do release them the day after. Sometimes a couple days after, depending on how much content I actually got. And that being said, that's why I'm saying the dates. It is what it is. Smoking on some lemon haze. Know what it is. Know what it is. Got that fire in the chisnurch. You know how it is. We always going to start out with that music. We're going to roll right on in with them good-ass tunes. It always is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Onwards and upwards. I'm sure everybody's done heard of the Mac Lethal Tom McDonald beef. Tom McDonald threw some shots. Through a diss, and Mac Lethal responded in a Twitter talking about he took the bait, so I guess we finna see where that goes, huh? I mean, Mac Lethal tweeted what he tweeted. It does look to me like he backpedaled, but then again, I know Mac Lethal's a battle rapper, so maybe he just coaxed that shit to go. It is what it is. We just had the Upchurch screw beef. You always got Austin T-Rev dissing motherfuckers left and right. It's always diss season when you fucking with him. I mean, it is what it is. You talk reckless, he fucking come for your fucking necklace. It is what it is. It's always good to know. We just had Jelly Roll in Minnesota, so that's dope shit. Had a homeboy go to that. He thought it was a dope ass concert. He got a picture with Jelly and shit. It is dope. Dope, good shit. Jelly had a good performance. Just seen a tweet from him today that he's going to try to be sober for the next 10 days or so. Been a long time since he's done that, so we finna, props to him if that's what he's doing. Along those lines, Plague just stated that he lost fucking 62 pounds, so major props to him. Shit, if you losing weight and you trying to be healthy, props to you. Shit, I know it ain't easy being squeezy. But that being is what it is, we're gonna move on onwards and upwards to, the very next, the very best. I think they're all the best, really, I mean, Static G's on tour right now. He's got 3 other fucking tours lined up. That shit's gonna be crazy. He just put a new DJ on. DJ Trey Swan. He runs the radio shows in Mississippi, so that shit's gonna be fire. And then, I really started with because I seen a picture of Yellow have dyed his hair red, and the only rapper I've ever fucked with that had legit bright red hair was Static. It's Static symbol. It is what it is. That's crazy shit. But, what can you do? Yella still got some banging ass music. I just think his hairstyle is fucking hilarious. But, hey, if you got it like that, do whatever you want to do with it. Shit, ain't my business. This shit. Like I said, it's this season and shit. You can always, T-Rev just dropped a new track with a couple guys. I have their names written somewhere. Give me one moment. Yeah, Big D and B Smith Lyric. So it's called This Is Hip Hop. So from what I listened to, it is a banger, man. He definitely has some shit going. You can't knock that shit. And then back to like the Static Gene his tours. We got the fucking in October. Him and Bez Believe about to go on tour. He's on tour right now with Haystack. He's got one coming up with Little White. They got the Rhymesick Music Fest. That's got Static, Haystack, King Crooked, Big V, Little White, Liquid Assassin, Alphamatic, Mensa, Doc Seuss, Smoke Signals, Bloodline Harmony. It's $20 and it's all ages. You can't go wrong. I'm not in Colorado. Otherwise, I'd go. The music fests are always something I definitely would love to hit up more because of how many artists and acts are there. That's why. But that lineup is sick as fuck. That's just like King Maine's fucking blowout fest with Gorilla Zoe. He got some names on that bitch too, but Gorilla Zoe's a fucking savage anyways. Always had. For as long as I've been listening to him, hell yeah. And then Odd Squad Family released a newer song, Head to the Sky, featuring V. That bitch goes hard. Odd Squad Family always delivers. NK's working on some shit with them too. No, working on his own stuff. He did some shit with Nubs of Odd Squad Family. My bad. But he's working on some shit with them. Some songs. It's gonna be. He's working on some of his own songs. He did the song with them. He's got a couple other people he's doing some feats with. I did have it written down, but I've written so much down. It's so much. So, I mean, it is what it is. But that's why. I mean, I have so much content. It's so much shit that I think is content anyways. But, yeah. It is what it is. And some sad news. The Philly battle rapper Tech Nine, his death was ruled a suicide. He took a... Basically, the way it said he had OD'd on some Benadryl. And then some articles, some pages were talking about, they were speculating more or less that his suicide was linked to him being arraigned for child porn charges. Now, I don't know, and I ain't going to speak on it, because I don't know, so it's just something I'm not going to speak on, because I wasn't really privy to him before his death, and I'm not going to speak ill of him after his death. Whatever he did, he's gone now. There ain't nothing we can do about it now. So, ain't no point in talking ill about him. 50 Cent and Scott Storch. That shit was all over Instagram and Twitter for a day. Shit was wild. They went back in the studio because Dre asked him to. 50 Cent and Scott Storch have some hits like Just a Little Bit, Candy Shop, just a couple. They've been working together since 2005. Since I was a wee tot. Lil Durk turned himself in. Yeah, after they had a warrant out for his arrest for shooting. And he had to turn himself in. They wanted to get bond. But he promised not to flee, but, I mean, he was charged with 5 felonies, including criminal intent to commit murder. So, I don't know. Hopefully they give it to him. I mean, I can't imagine that if you have that much money that you're going to flee, especially with those kind of charges over your head. And being a drill rapper, yeah, not many places are going to be like, oh yeah, it's not like you're Akon. Not that would make a difference. But I can't imagine that you're going to be able to just skip across the United States into another country. I mean, I'm sure you could, but I don't think it would be worth it. In other music dropping news, Loon the Don, he did a Rap Devil remix. Shit was dope. Obviously a lot of people remixed that shit, but it was dope, And then, I mean, everybody's got different tastes in music. I like Loon the Don, but some might, but I think, he's got dope music. He's got some shit dropping on the 14th of this month. It's called Shameless. It's gonna be dope. It's a whole album, so I'm definitely gonna see what that, what's gonna happen with that. Onwards and upwards, moving on to the next part, Izzy Dunford dropped a song, or a lyric video to the song. Pasty White was sharing it. It's a Sing My Song. It's a good song. I actually really enjoyed it. I like Izzy Dunford. Yellow Boy and Stilo dropped that. Still got that album coming in June. And that's Yellow Boy produced and did the beats, and Stilo dropped that. Also probably produced and rapped on that bitch. And it's gonna be a fire album coming out of Minnesota. That's just factual, And then Tech Nine's coming to the Myth in October. I'm not a big fan of the Myth because it's all ages a lot of the time. And I don't personally like being able to go to a concert where there's little kids and shit. And I went to a concert at the Myth once where there was some little kids. Didn't preferably like that. And I don't care what no one says. I know what the fuck I see and my wife's seen, and I'll argue that shit all day long. The concert was still dope. No doubt about that. It's just who wants to see kids? Especially at a concert, Just not my thing. And then Starving Gammy got that Bodies Under the Bed coming out. That's going to be an EP. That shit is already going to go hard. Starving Gammy both have that. I would call it what they would say is the it factor. I would say that both those guys have it. Starve and Playboy the Beast did Ghosts, Whispers, a couple other songs. I could be mixed a couple of titles up, but then again, I was trying not to cough from that hit, so a little weird there. No biggly wigglies, you know what I'm saying? But they got that dropping. Starve has his very own sound, and his sound mixed with Gammy's sound, that shit's gonna pop. And I can't wait to see that the videos they do for it, whatever they do Music-wise, video-wise, production-wise, is going to be a fucking hit. I see that shit clear as day. No argument about that. I just know it's going to be underground-wise. They're going to blow the fuck up with that. It is what it is. Woof. That haze getting to your boy, man. Kevin Gates dropped "Only Generals Gonna Understand." It's a powerful title. If you're a foot soldier, it's basically saying you ain't gonna understand. If you low rank, you ain't gonna understand. And I think, and maybe the title, it's definitely, he's growing. His music is growing. Obviously, it's going to be a million times different from the first mixtape he dropped. So, that being a contrast, a spectrum, whatever somebody might want to call it, it's a solid spectrum. It's a solid contrast. Like, you're definitely growing. You definitely went through some shit. You definitely have better stories to tell. You may have been able to articulate those stories more. And if you've listened to a Kevin Gate interview, or just his music, you know that motherfucker is articulate as shit. That dude, it can speak volumes, vocabulary-wise. Half these dudes don't understand what the fuck he's saying, so they gotta go Google that shit. He read, he put his head in the books, and he also did that street life. That shit is honorable amongst so many different people. I'm not saying that everybody's built for it. I'm not saying go out and try it if you've never done it. But everyone's got their own story. Kevin Gates just knows how to tell his. And this album, I've downloaded it, listened to that shit. Oh, it's a fucking banger, is what it is. It's a fucking banger. And on to another banger. Lock Saint drops a song off of his album, or one of his older songs, normally every day, promoting it, right? Well, all those songs are handpicked by him. You know, that's my dog. It's my dude. And the other day, it was Truth Seeker and Colt for Lock Saint, and it was What Is High. The song hits home for me, and I know just thousands upon thousands of other people. The message that he puts out is truth. You know what I'm saying? And he's definitely an artist that I would recommend anybody get into. He's very versatile. Dude can triple time, can fucking chop, can sing. Whole 9 yards. Lox ain't got that shit. Not to mention, he runs H2D Studios, which I'm going to be getting into in a little bit. Jay-Z was declared the first billionaire. Man, I thought they declared Dre, thought they declared Diddy, and now it's Jay-Z. Either way, props to him. That shit was not easy. If you've read his fucking autobiography, you know for a fact his life coming up was not no fucking walk in the park, wasn't no razzle-dazzle fun fest. He did some shit he probably is not proud of today, but he's definitely, that man is worth $1 billion. Dr. Dre sold Beats for $3 billion. He is worth $850 million. That's what he has pretty much on hand, is what I'm assuming is what they mean. But either way, dude, props to Jay-Z. Keep it pimping, my dog. Zillakami and Sosmula City Morgue. I just call them City Morgue. Their names are so hard to pronounce for me. But they got a thing coming soon. 666. That song's coming soon. Definitely something different. I'm not against City Morgue. I downloaded their last album. I like some of it. Some of it it was hard to get into. But then again, I'm not big into the metal rock scene. Not against it, to each their own, do what you're going to do. I've just always been a big fan of hip-hop, rap, trap rap, hoes and bitches, about the 20 foes, all that shit. I grew up during that era. Mikey Sickfuck dropped fake shit with Mantis. That bitch went hard too. I mean, Sickfuck really be killing that shit as an artist. The brand, Playboy the Beast and Jimmy Don, the owner and founder of Sick Fucks, the label out of Minnesota, St. Paul. Jimmy Don and Playboy the Beast squashed their beef. That's all over the Facebook as of right now. That is latest news as of before I started doing the podcast. They dropped beef. Playboy the Beast got Sick Fuck on his hands. Playboy the Beast was with Sick Fucks while he was out in Minnesota. No one really knows what went on. Playboy the Beast really wasn't getting all that jive talking shit. And then he just one day out of the blue was like, yo, someone get that Jimmy Don for me. And then they squashed that shit like men and handled it. You know, did what they got to do. And maybe we're going to be looking at some Murder Music Sick Fuck collabs coming soon. That shit would be dope. I mean, Des Loca just dropped Toxicity. And that shit's going to be... That shit was a banger. That song... I'm not a big horrorcore fan, but Des Loca, man. I don't know what... Maybe it's that pirate gimmick he got. I don't know what it is, but I fucks with dude, man. Watch his live streams, I fuck with dude. He's a legit dude. Like, he keeps that shit real. Just like Mercules was talking about dropping a fucking remix tonight, and then Dax was dropped a song today. I don't know what it was. I don't know the name of the song. But Dax Ano, so it's like Dax and Thanos. But, you know, Dax be dropping music too. Shit. A lot of music coming out every day. Matter of fact, talking about people that drop music every day. I Am Blaze was teasing a fucking other single called Chopsticks. But he dropped that bitch. It bangs. Like Omerta bangs. Just like fucking Stone Cold bangs. He has so many fucking songs, man. God. But props to fucking Blaze for just being able to produce it, do the beats, do the mixing and mastering, to write the lyrics, to do the little videos, to do the skits. That man is putting out content every fucking day. He earns every fan he has, one way or another. Props to that dude. None to mention his fucking brand. Cut that check, CTC. Always got new merch. Always got new shit. Just seen a bathing suit today. Seen jeans last week. Seen rolling trays. Seen wristbands. Seen hats, shoes. All kinds of shit. CTC is a motherfucking movement, motherfucker. That's what it is. Got to give me some of that merch. And then we're going to go back to a Minnesota artist. Pharoah Hendrix. He was just on a show with Young Gammy a couple weeks ago. And then he also is a tattooer. I follow him on Facebook, and I see some of his tattoos, and I gotta give him props, man. Some of his line work is dope. Some of his tattoos are dope. I haven't looked at all of them, so that's why I say some. Because I have not seen the man's full portfolio, but I'm sure I will not be disappointed when I do see it. Let's keep that 100. And like I said, Playboy the Beast brought him up with Jimmy Don. They just dropped beef. He also has been teasing about a video that he did off of Self-Made, Self-Paid. He's been banned on Facebook for the last month, so definitely fucked him on that one. He dropped Death to the Ops with Facebook done. Chopped that fucking thing off at the after they banned him. They basically banned the goddamn video too. You know, it was a fucking banger though. Hopefully I can get him to tell me I can play it on here one day, and I'll play that shit. Same with some of Gammy's music. I would love to be able to play that shit. And just in the background. It's just, a lot of it, and then, back to Blaze, he had a show in, Michigan, and the sound equipment was, fucked during his set, and a fellow artist of his set, a fellow artist of his, and his friend, or a fellow artist, both of their sets had some fucked up music, had some fucked up sound equipment in the middle of the set. 1 second, fellas, gotta hit this pipe. Sorry, it was like 4 seconds, 5 seconds. But, anyways. Basically, what had happened is the audio for them rapping sucked. And mind you, these dudes went to Michigan. It's not like they just went down up to the local street. He's from Ohio, he went to Michigan. So he drove all that way to get fucked by some audio equipment? That's some shady shit. Won't mention no names or locations. But I went to a concert once. Won a very big one. It was like a $7 show. Had a close person on it. Was really excited to see him. Hadn't seen him in concert ever, really. They really didn't really do much music anymore. Kind of moved on to some other things, and they kind of reunited to do a show. And their sound was fucked throughout the set. And I just remember thinking, man, let me get at the promoter and I'll bash his fucking face in for that shiesty shit. His shit sounded like it was aight. You could barely hear him because he fucking screamed into the mic like a little bitch. That's why I said I don't want to say no names, because I ain't trying to ruffle no feathers. But it is what it is. It was just a fucked up situation. And like I had mentioned, I was going to bring up Lock Saint's graphic company, H2 Studios. Literally right now, they're packed and booked. So, I'm sure he'll schedule you and get you in, but the dude is booked. And I mean, they do graphic design, lyric videos, motion graphics, mixing and mastering, and production. Excuse me. They're also having a summer blowout right now. So a full album cover is $200, a full album mastered is $600, an LP album mastered is $400, and an EP album mastered is $250. You can find them at www.facebook.com/H2D Studios. Locksane is a beast. The man's got the music, got the talent, got it all. Like, you can't go wrong if you listen to fucking Locksane. That's facts. Excuse me, I was waiting for that. If y'all know me, man, I ain't big on that gas enough shit. It's gross. Anyways, C-Mob and TJ Holland got a EP coming out, or album, a mixtape, whatever you want to call it. I'm not exactly sure. I just know it's gonna be dope. C-Mob dropped the track list. It's coming this summer. I can't wait for that shit. I'm stupid stoked. When pre-order happens, I'm pre-ordering that shit. I can't wait. That shit's gonna bang. It's called Different Dope. You know, I love dope. I love, shit. C-Mob dude has been killing it though lately. He's doing that album with TJ Holland. He does on Text Nina on I Don't Remember. I know I've talked about it 50 or 60 times. It's one of my favorite songs. This is off of his Devil and Dickie's album, the song Broken. Also passed his one of the songs Hollow Man on YouTube for most viewed video. It's like at 1.3 something mil. Like, it's at 1.3 mil. Like, C-Mob gets views. And as he should, he's got fucking legit music. You can't go wrong when you listen to Mob. Like, ISO just got, because C-Mob and ISO, they were on Brain Sync together, and I both went to Tex Mansion together, and all that stuff. I would love to see C-Mob on Strange. That shit would be dope. ISO got his, Strange chain on stage. That shit, that would look like an extremely proud moment for ISO. Like, props to him. Got to take a picture with him and King Cash one day at the Armory a couple of years ago. That shit was amazing. I still got that picture. I look at that shit like once a week. Reminds me the only way to go is up. Keep pushing forward. Don't let this life get you down. Just keep going. You gotta do what you gotta do. And that's what I believe. I'm doing my best to try, I'm not saying I'm the best, but I definitely ain't the motherfucking worst. That's facts. Factuals. Rich dropped White Jesus Lucy's. The cover looked like a pack of zigzags, but man, that album bangs. Rich never fucking fails to deliver, man. Speed-wise, you can understand exactly what he's saying. And the dude just, beyond that, he's fucking comical. If you've never listened to Ritz, you should listen to Ritz. You're fucking somewhere off in Slumberland, obviously. Not the store. Enjoy Dreamland. Suck it on your thumb. Got the pillow all to the cold side, you know what I'm saying? Comfortable REM sleep, because you sleep. If you ain't heard of Ritz. Fucking shame on you if you haven't. A couple other people that put out songs were MGK put out Hollywood Horror. Ty Dolla $ign and J. Cole put out Purple Emoji. That song does go pretty hard. I listened to it. The Purple Emoji song does. It's about fucking, being in love and shit. T Grizzly's gonna drop a video game on June 7th. I don't know, man. He's saying that's just gonna be like 50 Cent's game, Get Rich or Die Trying. I love that fucking game, 50 Cent's game. I played the shit out of that game. It didn't have a lot of repeat value, but when you first played it, man, you was 50. You know what I'm saying? 50. You was in that shit to win that shit. I love that game. That was a blast. PS2 had some amazing games. Def Jam 5 for New York. Yeah. Def Jam, Vendetta. There's a lot of other ones, but I really enjoyed those two. I really enjoyed the Def Jam series. I wish they'd bring it back. I probably will get the T Grizzly game because I'm just excited to see what the fuck is happening with it. If you're able to sell dope and run from the feds and all this shit, fuck yeah, it's gonna be like a real life GTA type shit, you know what I'm saying? Fuck. Khalifa was on Joe Rogan's podcast. Man, I wish I could have been the fly in the room for that one, just to smell the weed. Khalifa Kush. Joe Rogan asked him how much you smoke a day. Khalifa said, an ounce. Joe Rogan said, damn, I pretty much just smoke like a joint a day. Like, man, I don't believe Joe Rogan only smokes a joint a day. Nah. I don't believe that shit. For as much as he advocates pot, nah. I don't believe that shit. Not fucking possible. Not that it's a bad thing. If he only does. I'm just saying I don't believe that he does. That doesn't make sense to me. Like, that's crazy. You only smoke a joint a day. Yeah. About that. You know what I'm saying? Khalifa said that if he smokes other strains besides Khalifa Kush, that he actually feels physically sick. Like a runny nose, a cough, a couple other things. I didn't write it all down. I mean, I was like, damn, you get a cold from not smoking your own strain? But then again, I think maybe if his body got so adapt to that strain. I mean, I don't know. That shit's crazy to me though. But an ounce? Maybe fuck. I don't know. That shit's crazy. Maybe it's not the same potency, whatever it is, but man, that shit's crazy. Because I mean, either way, if you're able to grow your own weed and smoke your own weed, like Underrated, he fucking has his own weed strains and shit, and he's got Smoke Sessions 3s coming out too. But if you're able to make your own weed strain and, blow on that as much as you want, fuck, props to you. I one day hope to get like that, where I have my own strain. Keeping that shit 100. On to a sad part. I mean, R. Kelly was charged with 11 new counts of sexual abuse. And, it's fucked up. He got charged with child porn, too. And they say it's stemming from an older incident, but they just charged him with 11 new ones, so they're going to throw the book at him. I mean, I'm not saying what he did was right, but, I mean, I liked his music. Now I just listen to his music and I'm just like, damn, man, that's not the same when you chase down little kids and shit. And a lot of articles and shit are saying that's what his team had said. That his team helped him pursue young women to hone in on to do his deeds with. And I mean, if you grew up in my age, you've seen R. Kelly's video where he peed on a girl. And I'm not saying that it was something that was accepted, but I remember people making jokes about it and thinking the shit was just hilarious. I'm not saying that it was right, but I just remember thinking, I don't remember what I thought back then, because I think I was like 10 when I seen it. But either way, I'm not condoning what he did. But I think it's fucked up that he did it. And I think if they're going to throw the book at him, what are we going to do? There's nothing that we're going to do as citizens except be like, dude, you shouldn't have did what the fuck you did. That's just nasty. Like, but they're digging up old stuff, because I do believe in justice. There are laws. There are rules to that shit. So you can't be charging someone if their crime is 15, 20 years old. But the new shit, if you got to throw the book at him, throw the book at him. That's all I really got to say about that. Throw the book at him, if that's what you're going to do. But don't be digging up old shit to throw the book. If you have him dead to rights, you have him dead to rights. That's all you need if you have him dead to rights. If you don't, then you don't. But it sounds like articles read like it does. Sounds like his team's turning. So, I mean, his little fucking tantrum on that interview that one day, that shit did not go in his favor. So, either way, on to a different topic. I mean, this is a little bit of entertainment. Mike Tyson gets at Whack 100 over some off comments about Tupac. Tupac and Tyson were homies. If you remember here, any interviews with Tyson, he brings up how much he loved Tupac and how they were friends. So, you don't speak ill of the dead, like I said earlier on the Tech 9 part. Not the rapper Tech 9, but the Philly rapper, the battle rapper Tech 9. You don't speak ill of the dead. You just don't. No matter what the fuck happened, you don't speak ill on them. You just don't. And, I mean, that's just something you just don't do. And there's no video of it. It's just a lot of what people have all been able to read. So, but it just heard like, it basically read like Mike Tyson took off on Whack Hunter after Whack Hunter talked shit. So it sounded like. And Whack Hunter was known for knocking out Stitches after Stitches tried to chase down the game. I am a fan of Stitches and I like Stitches' music. I don't really believe that was fair. I believe that the game should have got into that with Stitches, not Whack 100. But it went down the way it went down. And then the next day, Stitch's homies jumped him. You can watch the videos. Supreme Patty got a fight coming up. That shit's going to be wild. Man, definitely waiting to see what the fuck happens with that fight. Because Supreme Patty's just a goof. Not a rapist goof. Because that's what they call goofs in Canada. But he's just a goofy motherfucker. So, yeah. Anyways, that would be the end of the political. I mean, no. That's the end of the music and entertainment. Illinois did pass basically recreational marijuana for their state. They do have some rules to it. It's up in 2020. Let me find it. It's up in 2020. Non-residents can carry like 15 grams. Residents can carry 30. It's a pretty solid deal. I mean, it's better than not being able to carry any weed, right? I mean, in Minnesota, you're still catching felonies for getting caught with oil. So the day that stops, we're making progress. Anyways, that starts the political segment. I've been pretty open about my support of Trump. Obviously, if you've read the fucking intro to the channel, I'm a fucking right-wing Republican with liberal tendencies, stoner asshole. Bottom line. Facts are there. It's easy to get the facts. Trump's not racist. He's not. Doesn't matter how you try to spin it. He's not racist. You can look it up. It's not there. The Democrats have spun that he is. Oh, they sure have, but they started the KKK. So, who's racist, bud? I mean, I'm not going to say that he's grabbing by the pussy's proper shit to say, but then again, I don't believe that you can, locker room talk, especially 10 years ago, should come back to bite you in the ass today. And even if it is locker room talk, that's what it was meant to be, should have stayed in the locker room. Everybody can get up in a fit about something somebody said a long time ago. And we're going to get into that. If you don't follow politics, that's cool. You should probably turn this off now. But if you do, keep it on. Mueller came out and he spoke about Trump and that they couldn't confidently charge Trump with an actual crime. Though months had actually gone by since he had spoke and said that, put out his investigation that concluded that Trump had no collusion with Russia. That being said, he told William Barr, Bill Barr, however you know him, when they were talking, mind you, this is hearsay, but he told Bill Barr that he did determine that Trump had did not do any wrong. Well, Mueller came out earlier last week, and had said that they were not able to conclude that Trump did not commit confidently. They were not able to confidently say that he committed a crime. So he basically just left it wide open, knowing full well that the Democrats would jump into that like a fucking vodka bowl, you know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying that they shouldn't have took the bait. You should have, because you've taken every bit of bait that they've given you thus far. And, I mean, mind you, all the major cities that are ran by Democrats are literally shitholes. Minneapolis was an amazing town. Now it's a fucking shithole. You can literally go to fucking, look up any of the, like, Chicago, Baltimore, there's a few others, but let's stick with those two that I know those are the most on my head. But then again, they're ran by Democrats, and look how the cities are fucking treated. No, bigwigs are paid, but nobody gives a fuck about the little guy. But the Democrats sure want to use the little guy to get where they want to go. And that's why they use Mueller in his investigation to keep continually going after Trump about everything and anything. And I know they're in a fucking rise about Trump's little tariffs. We'll get to that. And the person that helped investigate Hillary Clinton, James Comey, came out and said that Americans need to be okay with being spied on, and if we're not, we're unpatriotic. If we're not okay with being spied on, and all that shit by the government whenever they need to do it. And mind you, they did this during the 2016 election and during the Trump campaign. So they were spying on everybody and anything to figure out whatever they could figure out. All while we have to just be okay with that. And now, as an American, I'm not okay with that. I'm not. I don't care how that's twisted, spin, or fucking bot. I'm not okay with that. And the fact that Mueller and Comey go hand in hand, because they both had help in investigating Trump. And that's when Trump gave Bill Barr the authority, unilateral authority over the deep state. So basically, he can go and declassify whatever he wants, when he wants, how he wants. Doesn't matter if it's low level, high level, doesn't matter what it is, Bill Barr can get in it to win it. Sorry about that, somebody was knocking on my door. Anyways, I was saying that Bill Barr was able to declassify whatever he wanted from top to bottom, level 1 to level 5, level 10, whatever it may be. The Democrats were pushing for that, and then all of a sudden when Trump actually gave it to him, they started to scurry. Why? Because Hillary Clinton, when she did those 30,000 emails, that shit was classified. Now, it can be dug into and see how far she actually did go into spying. See how far the Obama intel officials did go into spying. Because those are the people that spied on us in 2016. And yes, that is a very bad, bad crime. And they can get in a lot of trouble and they could face prison for that. And because of that dirty laundry that they're worried is going to be hung out to dry, they are afraid. And that being afraid is why Mueller came out and spoke against the investigators being investigated. Hence why Comey did as well. Because they don't believe that investigators that may or may not have not looked over some things, this, that, the other, they're afraid that maybe themselves, because yes, Comey is under the microscope, so is Mueller, so are about 5 other people. They could be facing prison time for their actions that may or may not be uncovered if Barr looks that way. Now, mind you, Barr spoke, like I said, a month ago, and telling everybody that Mueller did determine that Trump didn't do anything. But now he came out. So did Comey. Comey basically said Hillary didn't do nothing. Then came out and said that we need to be okay with being spied on. So you see how these circles are being going full circle? Yeah. Thought I painted that picture pretty nicely. Mueller's press release gave the Democrats the imaginary ammo that they need to use to create the talks of impeachment. Granted, Nancy Pelosi doesn't really want to talk about impeachment unless she has the facts, the truth, the this, that, the other. But when Mueller's report came out, she was all about telling him that she believed that his investigation was thorough and it was done correctly, but they're going to keep digging. That's pretty much what she said. You can look it up and read it. That's the gist of it. That's how I broke it down, and that's how I perceive it. Mind you, that's how this is all coming out of how I perceive it, and this is my opinion. But it is based off of the facts that are out there, and it's easy to go look it up and see. You can type it into Google. Not hard. And in other political news, Trump is going to raise the tariffs on the Mexico border to stop on Mexico to hopefully halt illegal immigration. And I had a good friend talk to me about why did he, specifically target, certain, how do you know if they're bad? I don't know. I know a lot of gang members get their face tattooed, so I'm assuming, you might be able to tell their gang just what's tattooed on their face, but then again, it's not a guaranteed truth. But what I do know is Trump is going to put the tariffs on, and they're going to go up 5% every month until Mexico plays ball. Mexico also has to increase their border. Yes, I understand that they are ran by cartels, and cartels do horrible things. But I don't know what else to tell you. We got gang members here that do horrible fucking things. So, doesn't mean we don't try to, stop bad shit. I don't know. I just know that the tariffs are going to piss off Mexico. It already did. They're talking about, we're having trade agreements with China and Canada. Everybody wants to say that it's going bad with China, but it's not. if you listen to the actual press releases from Pence and all of them, and not only that, you can read into it. It's going all right. It might not be the best, but it ain't going bad. That's for fucking sure. America needs to rely on America. That's what it really comes down to, and that's what Trump's pushing. In other political news, I mean, no, you know what? Actually, I'm going to stick to that for a second. That's what I believe Trump is pushing. I believe that America needs to rely on America, because at one point we did. Not that we didn't have imports and exports, but at some point we relied more on imports than we did what we are actually doing in our own country. So, that being said, we need to focus on what's going on in our country and make that shit work. End of story. In other political news, there's a Democratic Christina Gillibrand. She's running for president. She was a congresswoman, and now she's a senator. Which congresswoman, she was a Republican. As a senator, she's a Democrat. She spoke out and said that the NRA is the nastiest, or the most vile group in the world. But in 2008, mind you, this is in 2008, she had sent them a letter basically praising them and telling them that she wanted to work with them and this, that, the other. And then she referred to, in her town hall, that her bigger focus became, it wasn't just her rural town, it was the whole world, this, that, the other. The guns don't change. People kill people. The shooting in Virginia, that was a guy with 2 pistols. The shooting in Colorado, that was 2 kids with a pistol. I'm not saying that they don't always get ARs and, fucking SKs or hunting rifles, shotguns, but I'm saying most shootings are done with handguns. She brought up Trump was going to get the bump stock banned. He did. February 2019, the federal government backed Trump. A federal judge backed Trump in banning it. So, I believe it was March 26th, everybody had to relinquish it or get rid of it or destroy it, this, that, the other. But it went through. People fought it and they got mad, this, that, the other. But it still went through. I mean, the caliber in most guns, a lot of calibers are the same. So just because you have a rifle doesn't mean doesn't get to carry a fucking 45, shell. 308, it is what it is. She wants to make guns a big platform, but this is a hindrance because she backed the NRA and now she doesn't. It makes it look like she flip-flops. Not only that, she was a Republican, and now she's a Democrat opposing things that she fought for as a Republican. So that's extremely flip-floppy. And that doesn't make sense to me, man. Why are people going to vote for someone that flip-flops like that? That doesn't make sense to me. But what are you going to do? In other political news, in the last one of this podcast, Charlemagne the God asked Elizabeth Warren during Breakfast Club interview why she lied on her paperwork. Why she said she was Indian. She didn't have an actual reason. She said her family told her that she was, and she ran with it. But she actually got perks for saying she was an American Indian in her school, and that's what she wanted. That's what she lied about, and that's why she did it. So again, are people actually going to just allow someone on the Democratic Party just to lie and get away with it? That doesn't make sense to me. Why would you want to be a Democrat and have people that lead you lie? I'm not saying all of them do, but the ones on TV do. Shit, Bernie Sanders does, and everybody want to follow him. Like I said, it's a political statement. It's a political segment. It's the truth and the research I've done. It's not hard to find it. It's not hard to do it. But you got to do it if you want to argue it. And the one thing I do know is the Democrats are struggling, and they're doing their best. They're doing their best to try to point every gun at Trump every chance they get for whatever reason they can. And they want to say he's a racist, he's a bigot, he's a xenophobe, this, that, the other. And they want to say if you support Trump, you're that, the other. That's just, it's a lot of name calling is what it is. It's a lot of jibber jabber. And not only that, it's a lot of people that I don't believe have the actual proper statistics, knowledge to back up their argument. They're just basing it off what they've seen on the news or what one of their friends thinks. And I'm not saying their friend isn't smart. I'm not saying their friend didn't form a good opinion. But what I am saying is, it isn't based on facts. And the fact that Christine Gillibrand wants to bash the NRA now, but wanted to back them 9-10 years ago, is a big difference. It's a big game changer. You're flip-flopping. Not that your ideas can't change. Not that you can't grow as a person. But that's not something that changes. That's not something that just grows or goes away. It's not. And she believes that we need hunters in America. And our guns need to be this, that, the other. I believe we need hunters. And I believe we need people that are armed. End of story. Not just the cops, not just the military. Everybody. And everybody deserves to have the same guns as our military and our police officers. That's what I believe. And on that note, I want y'all to have an amazing Monday night. Keep it 100 with everybody. Enjoy the music. Enjoy the weed. Be solid. It's a wrap.